So, for the people who are against same sex marriage and want us to go back to traditional biblical marriage, I'd love to tell you about traditional biblical marriage and all the different types of marriages we see in the Bible. And none of them were seen as a bad thing. So, let's get started. First of all, we got polygamy. Abraham, Jacob, Solomon, King David, all of these men had multiple wives, sometimes thousands. So is that what you're wanting us to go back to? Traditional biblical marriage? No? Okay, what about the next one? There's levirate marriage, which basically means if your husband dies, you are forced to marry your husband's brother in order to produce an heir for the deceased. Is that what you want to bring back? What about marrying relatives? Abraham married his half-sister. Adam and Eve, obviously, their kids all were incestual. Noah's Ark, all of his kids were incestual. Is that what you want to bring back? No? Okay. What about marriage by grape? Because the Bible says in Deuteronomy that if you grape a woman, then you had to marry her. And then, of course, you had to pay her father because women were property. Is that what you want to bring back? No? Okay. What about forced marriages by abductions or conquest and wars? The Israelite men abducted women from Shiloh to replace the wives that they lost in war. Also, after the Israelites totally annihilated all the Midianites, they took the 32,000 virgin girls and kept them for themselves, killed everybody else, including the animals. Is that what you want to bring back? No? Okay. They also had concubines. Basically, this was your sex slave. You could take another wife or purchase another wife and use her to give you more heirs. Is that what we're bringing back, friends? No? Okay. How about arranged marriages and buying women? I mean, Jacob worked 7 years just to purchase Rachel, and he was the father of Israel. But you don't want to have women as property and go back to having dowries and all that? No? Okay, what about child marriage? That's all over the Bible. Because when you look at the history, usually these girls were betrothed by 12 and a half years old and then married around 14. Is that what we want to go back to? No? Now, if that's not what you all want, I do have a document you can download for free. It's a love letter in defense of the LGBTQ community, which walks you through all the scriptures in the Bible to prove that homosexuality is not a sin. It was a word added to the Bible in 1946. Proves being transgender is not a sin. Talks about the biblical marriages and what that looked like and why we don't want to go back to that. No. Fact is, as long as it's not harming anybody, which it's not, studies show that it does not harm the children, then we should let people do what they want to do, because that's free will. And apparently, that's God's will too. Love and kisses to all my LGBTQ friends. You make the world a better place, and we're glad you're here.